What's good, y'all? What's the numbers TV? It's your boy Paul Rowe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Paul Rowe and What's the Numbers Zai provided. Today we back on the profile piece. This one is on Fatz. In this video, we will talk about his early years coming up in Massachusetts. After that, we'll speak about his home life and how certain situations led him to join the local street gang. Then, the focus will be on Fat's entry into the drug game and how he took his synthetic pill operations to the next level, before we break down the details of the situation that would end up with Fatz in jail, serving a lengthy prison sentence. Fat's real name, Vincent Caruso, is from Lynn, Massachusetts. He was raised by his mother in a single-parent home, which allowed him to venture out into the streets from a young age. Fatz became a part of a local gang called the Little Crip Gangsters and began to build his network of individuals involved in similar street activities as himself. Fat's main hustle would be selling fake Percocet pills that were made mainly with fentanyl. He owned at least 6 pill presses, one of which he claimed was capable of helping his operation crank out 15,000 fake Percocet pills an hour. Each pill could retail between $10 and $20 each, meaning the entire operation could be worth millions of dollars. Fatz was doing his thing for a while and had multiple run-ins with the law. One of the major ones that relates to his case is the incident that took place in 2018, when Fatz would be the target of a robbery while entering one of the many stash houses his drug trafficking organization controlled. As Fatz entered the apartment, multiple unidentified individuals would appear and chase him into the residence. Fatz would run upstairs into a bedroom where he would jump off the second floor balcony and landed on a first floor balcony that was associated with another unit. According to witnesses, Fatz was in a state of terror and hid in the first floor apartment with his neighbor. Police were called to the scene and did a sweep of the residence where they found a firearm. A search warrant was obtained and over $30,000, a firearm, 200 pills, 600 grams of crack, and approximately 8 pounds of weed were recovered. Drug ledgers and paperwork belonging to Fatz were also present in the premises. The apartment was identified to be the residence of Fatz's mother and sister. All three were eventually hit with charges stemming from this event. So now Fatz has a charge hanging over his head, and the local police have an interest in finding out how big of a player Fatz actually is in the streets of Massachusetts. Fatz would continue getting money and living his life, but had another run-in with the law in 2019 when he was arrested and charged with a misdemeanor for breaking and entering into a property while filming a rap video with members of ENTL, aka Epic Nation the label. He eventually pled guilty to this charge and was sentenced to 15 days. Then, in January of 2020, cops will execute search warrants on 3 townhouses controlled by Fatz and his accomplices. During the search of the townhouses, Fatz was observed running from a bedroom where a firearm was found. During the search, over 100 grams of blue powdered fentanyl was recovered, along with pressed fentanyl pills, numerous rounds of ammunition, and stamps used to imprint pills with markings, and dyes used to color fentanyl. Fatz and his mother Lori Caruso, who authorities have made multiple controlled purchases from, were charged with fentanyl trafficking and firearm offenses. They were both freed on pretrial release after making bail. According to the cops, while on pretrial release, Fatz orchestrated a robbery in March of 2020 to gain some extra funds after his previous arrest left his stash low. He was arrested and charged with robbery after being caught on camera picking up and dropping off the 2 individuals who made entry into the apartment where $20,000 and jewelry was stolen from. The case was later dismissed after the victim recanted their statement. The police believed the victim was paid $10,000 and threatened to drop the charges. Although Fatz did dabble in social media, it was his friend Yo Pesci, who was also a participant in Fatz's drug operation, that the police would be focusing on when it came to the internet. They monitor his page closely, looking for information on weapons they might be in possession of, and also for a glimpse of the inner workings of Fatz's drug operation. While Fatz is running it up, he's also trying to watch some of his earnings by making sports threats to an accomplice of his at a local casino. In a 4-month span, Fatz, through his accomplice, made over 150 bets, totaling more than $400,000. Fatz was living a crazy life, and the law was paying close attention to him as they built their case against him and his co-conspirators. And then finally, in June of 2021, the feds would swoop in and arrest Fatz along with his mom and 3 others. Fatz will be charged with conspiracy to manufacture, distribute, and possess with intent to distribute 400 grams or more of fentanyl, as well as other drug and firearm charges. He would sit in jail for the next 8 months as the case played itself out in court. And then in March of 2022, Fatz will plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy related to the fentanyl, firearm possession, and money laundering. His sentencing will be in June of 2022, where a judge will sentence him to 250 months in federal prison, which is close to 21 years. Fatz was just 27 years old at the time of his sentencing. But yo, What's the Numbers TV? This is a quick profile piece on Fatz, real name Vincent Caruso out of Massachusetts. Lynn, Boston, that whole area over there. He was out there getting money with the pills, with the fake blues and all that, doing this thing. They say, but a lot of people die off these fake drugs, these because that's synthetic drugs, and the fentanyl, the pills. These is all drugs that they're not monitored by the federal drug board and all that. So people are just mixing and matching whatever they think is right, whatever they think is going to get the person high, have them coming back for more. And in some instances, they end up killing their clientele. So, the law ain't playing with that. They on those anybody dealing fentanyl. They on it. The feds is on it. And they ended up getting their hooks into Fatz. Now, he got sentenced to over 20 years in the feds. One thing I can say is he took his time. Him, his mom, Yo Pesci, Lori Bent, all of them, his sister, his accomplice that was making the bets for him. So from what I see, everybody took their time. Well, I know Fatz took his time, and I think the same way for Yo Pesci. They took their time, they ain't tell. So they in the federal system right now, but they walking the main line. They ain't in those dropout yards, they ain't in those SNY yards. He's doing his time. He'll be 40-something when he comes home, and we can see what we gotta wait and see what he does with his time when he's finally released from federal prison. But on that note, man, I just wanted to say his mom was part of the organization. She was down with her son getting money. She was doing her part, helping her son achieve the goal, whatever he was trying to achieve. Buying jewelry, chains, watches, going out to eat, doing his thing, living cribs here, cribs there. But, it had an expiration date, and the feds came and stomped it out. And now he's in the feds doing his time along with other people that was involved with his operation. The crazy part is that the machine he had, he paid $15,000, $20,000, whatever he paid for, but it was making about 15,000 pills an hour. They got him for like 40 bricks of fentanyl. They saying that he sold. That's what they know of. So imagine what they don't know of. So the dude was definitely out there getting money, carrying guns, lining dudes up, doing a lot. And now you got a lot of time to sit down and think about it, man. But on that note, man, I hope you guys appreciate the content. This is a quick profile piece on Fatz out of the Massachusetts area. Shout out to all my people out there, the 413 and all that good stuff. And this is What's the Numbers TV, man, the only one with it. Over 100,000 subscribers strong. Follow the Instagram, What's the Numbers TV. Any business, Polo, What's the Numbers at yahoo.com. Follow Batty Bills on IG. And salute to all the members of the Mobb, man. It's your boy Polo, What's the Numbers TV. I'm out of here. Peace.